Hi, I'm Gerson Esteban. I have the commerce and manufacturing role with using the tool of artificial intelligence. And my question is, how can artificial intelligence help detect diseases in the body? So my role is commerce and manufacturing, uh, which is which it takes care of the making, processing, and selling products. This role includes various industries, and among them are industries like coal mining and manufacturing jobs that are that require labor workers to perform arduous jobs under not so good conditions, health wise mostly. Uh, my role obviously is what feeds the economy and allows it to keep moving forward. It's the base of a country's economy. So the problem that relies on my role is that, as I said, various industries require labor workers to perform arduous jobs under not so good conditions, and so these labor workers are more propense and have a greater probability of acquiring a disease or any type of accident. So these labor workers have, since they have a high probability of acquiring a disease during labor time, during working hours, it is important to provide them a good health service, and it is also very important to detect those diseases on time so it can be treated correctly. It is estimated that around the world, every 15 seconds, a worker dies from a work related accident or disease. Also, during that same span, 153 workers suffer from an accident or acquire a disease, which all of these with totals a death toll of 6,300 people a day die and 2.3 million a year die while performing uh, by an accident or disease acquired at the job. Uh, it is also estimated that, considering all of these problems, that it costs around 4% of global GDP, which it can also tell that bad health among labor workers affects economy around the globe, right? Healthcare systems have not been effective. More than 500 patients per day suffer errors from the healthcare services. It includes accidents, infections, uh, and many other type of bad experiences that these patients have. Uh, Hospitals alone, the death from millions procedures that have been needed to be done in the first place, while people are paying for these health services, and often they don't get the value that they're paying for that they deserve. So, 1 out of 4 patients in the U.S. are admitted to a hospital and suffers some kind of injury during the tenure of their of their hospital. Right. So my hypothesis is, considering that my tool is artificial intelligence, that if we find a way to detect diseases on time and how to treat them, then we will be able to tell which labor workers are in the right conditions to perform a job in the manufacturing process, and also in the various industries. Right. So the method in which I'm going to find the way how to detect disease on time that can be acquired by labor workers, but also we need to diagnose them correctly and accurately so that the doctor will The doctor will treat those diseases the right way and with more effectiveness with knowing this information. So there have been some machines in the development process that attack this exact issue, but not in the not in the niche that I'm trying to focus. It is focused on another sector, right? So I am trying to focus the knowledge and technology to this especially much in need area that is labor workers, right? So some of the machines that are in the development process work like a breathalyzer and analyzing the components in the blood, and so there is few other machines that do this kind of jobs but in a different way, and these machines often do a more rapid and effective job than a doctor normally does. So I talked with the doctor Dr. Reyes, a rheumatologist, and I started asking him questions about how does he diagnose his patients, and how does, based on the diagnosis, how does he treat those patients and the diseases they have. So, and I also asked him what has changed in the process of diagnosing and treating a disease, and I found out that not it hasn't changed much in the way he does things. And I asked him about other procedures or other ways of doing stuff, and I could tell that the doctors do a similar job while performing while diagnosing a disease. I also talked to a programmer, Jose Treviño. Even though he doesn't specialize in building machines or softwares for machines, he knows very well this kind of programming, and he said that it is absolutely possible to build a machine like that, and it is pretty probable that that machine, with obviously hard work, it can perform a better job than a doctor does. So I did these interviews in person so I could have a better understanding of how what they were telling me and how do their jobs work. So I can conclude with this, that both artificial intelligence and doctors can coexist to perform a better job and a more effective job. So we can help the labor workers. So we can detect a disease from the labor workers on time, and to know exactly how to treat it. So there are a lot of lives that could have been saved if machines like this already existed and have been put into work. But we need we could we have made important progress in the medicine area, but we haven't made quite that huge step we need right now to prevent more diseases and treat them correctly. Thank you.